Well, hello, boys and girls. It's when we feel like it o'clock. I'm Pearlo Wisdom, and you're listening to my NHL Pearls of Wisdom, the Pearl of Wisdom Show. And we got Steele here today. Hi, Steele. How you doing, my friend?
Hey. I'm doing. How you doing?
Awesome, man. Awesome. Just had did a whole bunch of write-ups for some of the games tonight, and we got our assistant there in the background there.
Yeah, sorry about the co-host there.
I guess it sounds like he's just as angry about the situation going on in Philly as we are.
Man, she is not very happy, that's for sure.
Sorry about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's not very happy. Right, exactly. She's
yeah.
not happy about a lot of things, but anyway. So
Well,
hey man, lots of good hockey to talk about, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
we're
man.
gonna talk about our picks from last night once we get people meandering in here. CL, how you doing, buddy? And then talk about the games last night. We didn't have as many people yesterday for our picks, but we got lots of picks to do for tonight. So we're going to do tons of those as well. And before we go into that, we'll talk about a few things that are going on right now. And one of them is one of our favorite teams, is our favorite team, my favorite, your favorite team, and my favorite team as well, Philadelphia Flyers. But we'll start. I want to.
Let's do the games that's already happened. We'll get into that.
You'll get into that as we do the
Yeah,
games.
we could get into that. We can talk about the games that already happened because don't you have guys that everybody that made picks and everything from
Yeah,
yesterday, right?
I'm gonna wait for hopefully the couple of them to come
Okay.
in here. That's why I usually
Okay.
talk beforehand for a little
How,
bit.
how about this? How about this for something interesting to talk about while we get everybody rolling in here?
Hmm.
The fact that ESPN has now locked kind of one arm with the NHL
Hmm.
and said, "Hey, we'll buy some TV rights from you."
Yeah.
And everybody was all happy and the deal was signed and the commissioner came out and said, hey, this is what's going to happen. So in the next 7 years, you're going to see four Stanley Cups are going to either be on ABC or ESPN.
Yeah.
You'll see, yep. So, and then you'll also see within each one of those seasons, you'll see upwards of 100 games broadcast on their regular stations, ESPN, and then they're also going to be broadcasting on ESPN Plus, okay, which is going to be a big part of what's going on. And then they'll also do half of the playoff games.
Okay.
Okay, so it's only yeah, because there still is the deal with NBC.
Okay.
So NBC is network, right? And then they're gonna play most of all the games on USA and whatever other channels they have, and then obviously the main channel, the NBC channel, is going to carry the Wednesday night rivalries and those kinds of things are still going to stay on the mother channel of NBC, but all the other hockey stuff and sports stuff is going to switch to USA. Okay. So then ESPN is going to be picking up the slack basically, or taking the other half of the. There's how many games are there in a season for a full 82 games? All at next year is going to be 32 teams, right?
Yeah.
So now you're looking at what close to 900 total games that have to be broadcast or
Right.
something crazy like that, right?
Hmm.
So if ESPN's going to take 100 games and put them on their ESPN channel, and then they're also going to broadcast half of all of the playoffs, and then they're going to do four of the next seven uh, Stanley Cups starting next year,
Right.
right? So that's a pretty sizable chunk. That adds more money to the TV revenues for the NHL.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So that right there, I think, is a windfall for the NHL, the NHLPA, and just NHL in general,
Oh yeah.
because
Absolutely.
that just goes to prove the reach of the NHL and the market that people are clamoring for. They just want to see hockey, and the sad thing is that NBC has just been giving it to us And it's like, well, why are you guys going to go away? Wait a minute, stop, hold on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I don't get it. So, yeah, I guess it is what it is, you know. What I would like to be interested to know, though, is how much is the money?
Yeah, they don't tell you all that.
Yeah, by the way, if
I
I'm
I have
looking,
a feeling if it's ESPN, it's better than it was for NBC. Let's put it that way.
well, it's Disney as well. So listen, on your screen, move yourself down a little bit because you're cut off.
Oh, really? Just weird.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm cut off. Look at that. It moves all over the place.
I know. But see if you can move it down and then see if see if that
Yeah,
moves down.
yeah.
Yeah, there. Now I can see your face.
There we go. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's huge for the NHL. No doubt about it. I'm sure it's for more money because they would have had some competition for that. And I'm sure it is, but I mean, it would be interesting to see what the money is for. That's for sure. But it
Yeah.
just goes to show how well the NHL is doing and growing and all of that stuff like that, I would say. Uh, they we've been growing our game and getting more and more fans, and now we're a commodity that you know people are looking to be part of.
Exactly. And here's the other thing too that's kind of really blew me away was that here the NHL has some golden opportunities to try to garner, more of a interest in the streaming and or TV markets and or whatever you want to call it.
Hmm.
And it just seems like they're like a little slow. They just seem like they're a little behind the ball sometimes. I mean, look, I'm not trying to say this to be mean, but if you want to be considered a big dog, then you have to kind of wear the big dog pants.
Yeah,
If I can grab something from a coach from last year, a
yeah,
quote from last year, and put on your big dog pants. I mean, if you want to be part of the big four, then you got to walk like you're part of the big four.
that's right.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
absolutely. Yeah.
So, I mean, am I reaching for that or?
No, I mean, no, I totally agree with you. We up until a while ago, I think, like you said, like we weren't doing that. We were. I've mentioned this before, and I stand by it. The best thing I like to see start happening is when we stop doing this nonsense Canadian game crap. If we're going to be with the big four, we better not be talking about like it's the Canadian game and all that. No, it's not. It's a game. It's a wonderful game. And if we want to grow and have as many people enjoy it as possible, take off this moniker. I was so happy to see these old symbols start to fall off. And ever since they did, all of a sudden we're growing. You know,
Yeah, I'm with you.
like
I see what you mean.
yeah. I mean, and I'm not putting anybody down for this. If I'm over in
No, no,
the
no. But I see what you mean,
you
though.
know what I see? Like if I'm over in the United States and I hear about hockey and I hear it's a Canadian game, I'm just psychologically speaking, from a subconscious perspective, you're like, oh, it's a Canadian game, okay. It doesn't feel like it's
So you
part of
kind of
who you
you
are.
kind of tune it out a little bit. You know
Well,
what I mean?
yeah.
You
I
kind
mean,
of yeah.
it's not
Oh,
my
it's
game.
Canadian.
It's not
I mean,
my game.
that's like walking up and saying, "Hey, man, did you know that the national game of Canada is curling?" And you would be
Yeah,
like, "No, it ain't." Is it?
yeah.
I don't know.
No, it's well, actually, it's
It is.
yeah, it is. It's actually now they've made them 50-50
Okay.
because
Oh,
we like
hockey
to
and curling now. Look, I kid you not. It's quite relaxing to watch a bunch of strangers throw rocks down, throw these
uh,
big giant rocks down the ice, and you see these people sweeping ice, and you're just going, they're sweeping
you
ice.
must sweep. The rock will just go to a complete halt if you don't sweep, don't you know? I think the sweeping part of curling was that that somebody, yeah, like when the little brother came and wanted to play too, so he just give him a broom and
And there's a guy that
Tell him to
stands
sweep.
back at the other end who threw the rock,
Yeah,
right? Who's yelling at the
yelling,
top of his lungs,
yelling them
right?
yelling them to sweep more.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
like
or
the
stop.
people sweeping are gonna go
Yes.
like, oh right, yes, that's why we grabbed this broom. No,
Yeah.
I get
No.
it. Yeah, but
Yeah.
then
Yeah. Yeah.
stop it. But it actually does a thing. It actually does a thing. But it looks funny as heck when you see it on. It actually.
Okay, but to sit back and watch that as part of the Olympic experience, I mean, that was rather strangely calming to watch that. You know what I mean? And then especially the women, they were even more vocal than the men. Was like, all right, I get
Yeah,
it. It's
yeah. I don't
serious.
know why the women are louder than the men are. I don't know why. They the sweepers are more unruly apparently
Yeah, I guess,
with the ladies.
they
I
need to be
guess.
wrangled a little bit more, crack that whip a little harder, smack.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Wait a
it's
minute. This is a hockey show. We're talking about curling.
that's okay. We can talk about that because it's based on the fact that it's the Canadian game or whatever the
Yeah.
case may be. Now, I don't mind, celebrating the fact that it's very popular in Canada and all that kind of stuff like that. But
Oh yeah.
I just think the Canadian game thing. By the way, far more people here watch football than they do curling. I'll tell you that right now. Watch just about any sport other than curling. Lacrosse is the actually lacrosse. It's not curling. It's lacrosse that is the second sport to hockey.
Really?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and it's more
All right.
popular than curling here too, by the way.
Okay. All right.
So,
It was just, hey, I just had to bring curling up because,
yeah,
well,
it's a
I get to
fun.
watch it every 4 years at the Olympics, and
It's a
so
funny sport. It's it's a funny sport. All right.
it's strangely calming to watch other people scream at a bunch
Calm.
of other people that are trying to sweep a big rock down to hit other
Uh,
rocks.
I would use the word boring, but if you want to call it calming, that's fine.
I
I
mean,
don't I don't like curling at all. So uh, it's like
I'm just
I'm
fascinated.
watching it and they said, well, he's married to the and he's in the house and he's married to the blah blah blah. And I'm like, is that good? Is that a good thing?
Is that again? Yeah.
Do you
Is
want to
that going
be
to help him
married to
win?
the? Yeah, is
Is
that
that going
good?
to make that rock go down there any faster and smack into whatever? I
No,
don't know.
it's telling you what happens when the rock stops, and then they say a bunch of stuff, and I don't even know what the heck they're saying.
Okay.
But
All right.
okay, well, we got one more
Here's
person.
the good thing, though. Here's the good thing, though. At least we're getting hockey coming to another outlet or more outlets. Now, it's not just NBC now, and it's not just NHL Network. It's now ABC and the Disney family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So to me, that's like they keep playing all these nostalgic commercials now on ESPN of when hockey was part of things, and now on their little bottom scroll now they're actually showing scores now.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, ah, you smelled that, did you?
Yeah.
The smell of a sinking ship. Oh, so you're trying to throw an anchor out there, are you?
Right. Yeah.
We'll see
Yeah.
how it goes, man. We'll see how it goes. If they do anything like they did with the when they bought the rights to display the Formula One season,
Yeah.
all ESPN did was pay a very cheap amount of money, a couple $1 million or whatever, to just buy the rights to get the broadcast.
Hmm.
Right, so they show you all the full broadcast of that comes from Sky Sports, which comes from the FIA. Okay,
Right.
but there's no pre-shows, there's no after shows, there's no, you know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah.
There's no support shows. It's just the feed, and then that's it. Now there is one good thing: there is no commercials
Oh,
during the
okay.
race.
All
There's
right.
commercials. There's very limited commercials during practice and qualifying, but during the race, there's no commercials.
Yeah.
So they finally did something right, but they didn't pay a lot of money for it. So
Right.
I'm wondering if this is what they're going to do with the NHL.
I
If
highly
they're
doubt
not
it.
going to, if they're just going to broadcast games, you know what I mean? I mean that would be. I would hope that that's not what they do.
But okay, I guess. Well, is NBC gonna still have a contract?
Well, yeah. Here's the thing: all like of the local channels, like Comcast Toronto or whatever, Comcast Washington, Comcast Pittsburgh, Comcast Detroit. All the local channels are going to stay local channels. Okay, it's just that the main NBC Sports is going to go away and it's going to go under USA.
Okay.
Okay, so they still have the main contract with NBC/USA. Okay. So that's how that's going to, as far as I know, that's how it's going to work. That's what everything that I've read says, that the ESPN/Disney deal is only for a partial. It's only partial. It's not for the full slate of games. It's only for 100 regular season games
Uh,
and half of
so
the
they're
playoff
giving it a
games.
shot. So we'll see what
That's what
happens.
I
We'll see.
mean.
We'll see.
That's what I mean. They're throwing the fishing line out there.
I think Bettman's smart enough to know that, like if you're not going to do it right, don't do it at all, right? I don't think he's going to be. I mean, it's different for Grand Prix because it's mostly popular in Europe, right? So they're happy to get anything here, right? They could just say, okay, whatever you're going to do, that's fine.
Well, here's the thing, though. The entire conglomerate of Formula One is owned by a United States-based company. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's more popular in Europe and other countries, but it's also just as popular here in the United States.
Mm.
I mean, they have there's a race in Austin, Texas. Okay, they call it Circuit of the Americas, right? That's attended over a 3-day period by over 300 and some thousand people. That's a serious event. You see what I'm saying? And it's in Austin, Texas, right? And then they have another one in Montreal, which is the Montreal Grand Prix at the Gilles Villeneuve track
Mm.
there in Montreal, right? That's one. Then they also have one in Mexico, right? So they have 3 races in North America. And they used to race at Indianapolis. And way back in the day, they used to race at Watkins Glen, which is in New York. But you get what I'm saying. So there is following here in the United States.
All right.
I just hope they do it right. I just hope that ESPN actually puts shows together and, does it right
Yeah.
instead of just broadcasting the feed.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think Bettman would allow that to happen. So that would be my guess. I can't see it. There's no benefit for him to do that. It's not like it's getting to a larger audience just because it's getting on ESPN. And then you're trying to sell the game. If you're going to take it, you got to take it into the idea of selling the game in the U.S., not just throwing it out there for the people that already like it. It doesn't make any sense. So I don't see that happening. Hey, there's somebody you know.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah?
CL, hey, how's it going?
No?
Oh, the co-host is Roni. Say, hey, how you? Sorry, I'm a little slow on the uptick over here.
Yeah, because you're doing it from your phone. So, but anyways,
No, I'm not.
oh, you're not? Oh, okay.
Oh no, dude. I don't ever do that. I don't ever do any of this stuff from my phone
Oh,
because I can't get the sound quality from my phone that I can from
oh, I do it
what I
when
got
I'm doing
set
it
up.
by myself. I'll put it on my phone so I can see the live chat.
Okay.
That's so I can see the live chat while I'm on other things, like if I'm looking like
Okay.
we're about to do right now and go into the yesterday's games.
There
Uh,
you go. That sounds good. I'm
yeah.
ready.
Okay.
I watched some hockey.
Sweet. All right. Let's go over. So we'll go over what everybody's picks were and all of that, and we'll talk.
Okay.
We'll talk about each game.
Okay. So the first game is the Vegas Golden Knights versus the Minnesota Wild.
Right.
And that game was a total. That game was 4-3, and Minnesota won that game.
Yeah. Did you watch any of that game?
Wow, did I watch some of that game? Boy,
Oh,
that was
okay.
really. That's probably going to go down as my game of the week.
Oh yeah.
That. Oh yeah. That game to me just had everything. There was drama. There was goaltending. There was scoring. There was extracurriculars. There was. I mean, it was just. It had everything. I liked it. Plus, it was 2 teams that are fighting to get to the same spot. Minnesota has been playing a little bit better as of late. We all know that Vegas is definitely going to be. I mean, they're there. You know what I mean in the West. So it's really good to see a team like Minnesota who's been playing better. With Zuccarello's been playing well, and everything like that. So I really liked this game. I really thought this was good. A good matchup between goalies. So yeah, this was a really good game. Really enjoyed this one.
This is going to be a series that's going to be fun to watch for a while. And Minnesota, Dean Evison has certainly put himself in the heavy talk for Coach of the Year. Um, this team flies. It just flies. It's such a fast team, and they're not afraid to make. Plays. They're not afraid to use their skill. They're
No.
not afraid to be
Yeah.
creative. They're like that little Kaprizov kid. My gosh, are you kidding me? Like nobody. I love about Dean Evison is he doesn't take the reins off that kid at all. Like when he first started, he was making some moves, and it was like then he was making some passes that were probably not the best for the purpose of paying attention to defense as well as your offense. And
Yeah.
Dean Evison didn't even skip a beat. He just kept on throwing him out there. Yeah, we'll talk about it after the game. Whatever. I love that, man. That's amazing. Like he didn't even talk to him on the bench. He had a smile on his face and just let the kid go. And then afterwards he said, okay, remember that part there? Yeah, yeah, a little bit on
See,
that.
sometimes it's always better to just say you're sorry than to ask permission.
Well, I think Kirill's just a kid and he's playing what he
Well,
knows how to
yeah.
play. He's
Well,
learning the
yeah.
NHL game. But what I love about Dean Evison is he didn't try to correct him, just let him play and then figure it out like afterwards, just say, hey, you know what, that was a beautiful try there, but it's a low percentage move. Maybe a little less low for you because you're so talented, but still low, right? So I'd rather you don't do this and stuff like that. And you're
Yeah,
and you're
yeah. I'm sure
seeing
there was
him
some of that.
and you're seeing him grow, and then ever since Zuccarello's come back, it's just gone
Yeah.
off the chain with this
Wow.
team.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember him from the Rangers, but
Yes, I do.
like people were like almost all their teammates were crying when he left. Like,
Exactly. He's that guy that, like it's like it's the problem that the Flyers have. They have too many playmakers and not enough finishers. Zuccarello is one of those guys he's a playmaker. You know what I mean? He makes everybody around him better.
mhm.
He improves everybody else around because he makes those good passes. He makes those good decisions. He has that good hockey IQ. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So yeah, I I remember him playing in New York, and trust me, I remember him playing in New York.
Yeah,
I can't
exactly.
tell you how many times he scored against the Flyers.
Oh, Jacket's in the house. Hi, Jacket. Hi, Ro. CL, good for Minnesota, pulling it all together. Hope they keep it up. Yeah, absolutely, no doubt about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Uh, those fans are pretty intense. They love their hockey. They especially love their college hockey, but they
Well,
do.
how could you not?
Yeah,
I mean, it's it's like the adopted birthplace of hockey is Minnesota
pretty much. Yeah, no, they get upset when
in
they
the
call.
United States,
They get
right?
upset when they call Detroit Hockey Town
Hockey town, yeah.
when they think they were more the grassroots hockey, whatever, good rivalry there. But this is turning into a bit of a rivalry. These two teams, they both play the same kind of game. Vegas is heavier. Vegas is the heavier team of the two, and I
Exactly.
think in a playoff, in the long run, in a seven-game series, Vegas would probably come through here. Um,
Well, I'll tell you what though, I'm with you on that, but they were missing Stone
no, no,
for
Stone
that.
played last night.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, he
Okay.
did play last night. Yeah,
Okay, but they were missing him there for a game or two,
yeah,
and if he's not in,
different team.
yes.
Hmm.
So I'm with you exactly with what you said. You know what I mean? Really, but if he's not in, that's not going to be that's not going to go well.
Yeah,
That's all I wanted to say. Yeah.
yeah, but it was an exciting game. I didn't even talk about like how what happened during the game, where you're just talking about the game is enough. Uh, Dylan Coughlin got 2 goals last night. I had no idea who this guy was. I've seen him now a couple times. He's a college kid, and he came up through the ranks very quietly, and he's slowly moving up the roster still. Defenseman for Vegas. He's taking
Yeah,
advantage of
yeah.
injuries, and they can't get him out of the lineup.
Well,
The
that's.
injuries come back, and they're like, well, we can't take Dylan out. Like he's just playing too well,
I was just gonna say, and if he keeps playing like this,
scoring two
then
goals.
right,
Yeah,
then keep. No, we can't take you out. You're doing too well. You know what I mean? And how about Capo Kakinen making 24 saves for the Wild? I
yeah,
mean, that guy there. I've just been very impressed with what the Wild's been able to do in the last.
yeah. Joel Eriksson Ek has been a long road into growing into what he was meant to be. And then Dean Evison comes in, and this guy's just come right out. 10 goals this year. And like you
Yeah,
said,
right.
Kapanen, Kako Kakinen, having that kind of solid goaltending from that kid really helps them be able to be creative, as we've said before many a time, right? With if you don't have that goaltender, you don't feel like you can make a mistake. It's a little harder to be creative, like the Minnesota Wild are.
Exactly. You're not sending your defense into pinches often. You're not taking those chances. You're not sending guys in deep as often. You're not trying to make those longer home run passes as much,
Yeah,
because you don't have that goalie back there.
yeah. It gives you a lot more confidence to be able to make those kind of plays when
Exactly.
you have that there. And they're using it and they're doing it. And what I love about Evison is he's allowing it. And they didn't have Peter Angelo in last night. Vegas gave it everything they had too. It's not like they played all that poorly, but I think Minnesota outplayed the most of the game last night.
Agreed. And it seems like Petrangelo is going to be out for the quote unquote foreseeable future,
Yeah.
is what I saw. So we don't know what that's going to mean, but I'll tell you what, though, that was one of the best games that I saw so far this week. This is probably going to go down as my game of the week here, this Minnesota Vegas game. I don't know who I would have picked for that, so I can't say anything, and I didn't make any of the picks for these. But I'll tell you what, though,
Oh,
how about the next team?
wait a sec. Coughlin had a hat trick. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
How did I miss that?
yeah,
I thought he only had 2 goals. He had a hat trick last night as a rookie defenseman. That's freaking awesome. And he's not
yeah,
even known
dude.
for his offense. Yeah, we better do the games, though. I'll do the games. Hockey News reports 3-1 Knights. CL was 4-1 Vegas. Pearlo was 2-1 Wild. Cody was 2-1 Wild, and Vegas was 2-1 Wild.
So everybody did pick Wild, well, with one exception. Somebody picked Vegas.
Two picked Vegas.
Okay,
Hockey News reports picked the Knights, and CL picked the Knights. No,
okay,
sorry,
all
most
right.
and Jacket took Vegas. Sorry, I missed that one. Jacket took Vegas. So more people took Vegas in Minnesota last night.
Yeah, okay.
Or yesterday, I should say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree with that, Jacket. The Knights definitely, clearly have been different without Stone and Petrangelo. Now that Stone's back, but Petrangelo's still going to be out for the foreseeable future. So I agree, though. This is going to be a series that's going to definitely be one to watch. This will be must see TV here, I think, for
yeah.
sure. Must watch
I'll be glued to the
hockey.
TV every time those two are playing.
Yeah, right.
That's what hockey's supposed to look like right there. I love that.
I'm with you.
That was
So now
fantastic.
you got to love this. I mean, how could you not? I mean, hey, it seems that there was another hat trick scored
Yeah,
last night. For one of your teams there, Mr. Pearlo.
yeah,
How about that Edmonton 7-1 over Ottawa?
yeah.
Wow.
I didn't see that coming actually because
Uh-huh.
I know
Welcome back to
I,
the score sheet, everybody.
I know the Oilers have it in them to do this. I thought it was going to be last game because
Yeah,
Ottawa was playing a back-to-back after playing Calgary and all of that, and the
yeah,
Oilers came out and obviously just thought they were going to win that handily. and or honestly, they just played the way we've seen them play far too often this year. So when looking at this game, I was like, well, are they going to do it again? I really had no idea what was going to happen with this game. I actually, uh, in my report, as I like to call it, I said that it could go any way. This game could go any way,
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
went away. So I was right. It did go away. So that's a good way to be right all the time. Just say it can go anyway.
That's a good way to do that. But how about that, man? Look, I've had Mr. Draisaitl as one of my 3 stars of the week
Oh yeah.
already, and he is proving once again
Hmm.
that he's going to have to probably be showing up on that list again this week.
Yeah.
A hat trick and 2 assists. You know what I mean? And Edmonton just have the offense. I mean, their team is, dare I say, littered with offensive talent
Hmm.
that, I mean, is spread around, and they get you from all angles. They get you from the power play. They get you from 5-on-5. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
However, they, are suspect, especially with their goaltending and things of that nature. So I don't know, man. 7-1. That looks like a statement game. I mean, Ottawa's not
I well,
the.
I sure hope so. I hope they come out, and I know, yeah, they're not the biggest competition, you were going to say.
Yeah, it's like, you know what I'm gonna say, man.
Sorry to stomp on you there, but um,
No. That's exactly what I was gonna say. I left it wide open for you to do so.
yeah, they're
I was
they're
expecting
not
it.
the biggest competition, but they are a hard-working team. They will outwork you.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
the Oilers really put it to them right away. It looked like they gave it all to on the last game on the back-to-back, and they just had nothing left for this one.
Yeah, they
Uh,
were kind of out of gas.
so I had to put it in my memory bank for that because it's been different this year with COVID and all that, picking the spots where teams are going to pooch out. Well, Ottawa certainly pooched out last night. I don't think it was as much as the Oilers played so well as Ottawa just didn't have anything left. So I'm still not going to say yet. I'm not giving the Oilers the okay that they're playing well yet because their inconsistency this year won't allow it. Like it's terrible. But
Well,
what I
I,
will say
I,
though is that thankfully Tippett finally put Draisaitl and McDavid back together again on one line. Just freaking leave it like that.
I believe Peyton on the radio has, uh, how should we say this in a nice way?
Yeah,
Clamored,
stressed.
clamored vigorously about leaving those lines alone. I believe would be a good way to put it. Would you agree with that, Perlo?
Yeah,
Clamored vigorously. Yeah. All
yeah,
right. That's what I'm going with. Look, Oilers outshot 36-22. I mean, I would. It's so, and faceoffs were more so. They also had they scored on the power play as well. You know what I mean? So I'm not really looking at this like the Senators did out hit them, but by a huge margin. But okay, sometimes it's difficult to judge hits or counts on hits because it's okay, well, whatever. But I don't know. It just Edmonton's been very streaky. And it's been they went through a stretch there where they were 8-2-0 in 10 games, and then they come out and then they don't play so good, and then they come out and do this.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So it's hard to get a read on Edmonton.
yeah.
But
It sure is.
yeah, so how about that? Edmonton 7, Ottawa 1. So how are your picks on that?
Okay, for the picks for that, we had CL had Oilers 6-2. He was probably the closest, I think. Uh,
Okay, there you go, CL.
CL is all usually he's right around the
He's all man.
target. He's right around the
CL is
target.
always there, man.
Yeah. Hockey News Reports is 2-1 Oilers. Pearlo, I had 4-3 Oilers. Colby had 3-2 Oilers, and Jack had Oilers 3-2 as well. See, a lot of these are very smart people that come and listen to our program. When it comes very smart hockey people, and they, except
Well,
for,
that's because this guy right here is the best in the land. So,
thank
I
you.
mean,
Oh, they love
he
to.
just makes me look good.
Jack had said he loved to break down to the north yesterday.
Yeah, I know. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Yeah, we did do a video
That was,
yesterday on trade deadline possibilities for the Northern Conference. You might
yep,
want to check that out. It's everybody's
yep, for
watching it.
sure. Yeah, and it's been on all the channels. Off the Wall Hockey had it out. Pearlo has it out. I have it out on my Steel Flyers one. We'll be doing the East next, right? I think is the next one.
Yeah, we're gonna do the East. Yeah,
Yep,
so that'll
yep.
be
So we'll be
fun.
doing that one next.
Okay, so we better get going here. Call
All right.
Coyotes
So the
versus
next game,
Avalanche. Is that the next one?
yes, Colorado versus Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
This is another really good game.
Well, it was in
These
this.
two teams just seem to be playing something. I don't know, man. What's going on between these two teams?
I watched that game. Colorado destroyed Arizona. Destroyed Arizona. It's just
Wow.
Ranta stopped everything. They couldn't get anything past Ranta. That was it. Like you can talk
Wow.
about the game all you want. Colorado destroyed them. It was ridiculous they that it went the way it did. That it went into overtime was just stupid. Like,
Okay, so definitely the goaltending for Phoenix because oh my gosh, 46
yeah,
shots to 14? All right, that's considered getting housed.
yeah,
That's being outplayed.
they got absolutely wrecked. There is not much to
Yeah, that's
say
being
about
outplayed.
Ranta was insane. Ranta gets one of the top 3 stars of the week just for that game alone. Like these weren't even just shots. These were a lot of 5 bellers. Like he was stopping like Dominic Hasek back in the day. Like it was crazy. Yeah, Arizona had no business being
Wow.
in this, and yeah,
Wow.
which was really
And
frustrating.
he wasn't even on the ice for the full game, right? He's only credited for 64.
64 minutes.
Oh wait, yeah, yeah,
Yeah
64 minutes. Yeah.
he was
My
on.
mistake.
He was
My
on the whole
mistake. My
game. Oh
mistake.
yeah, he better have
Yeah.
been.
I misread that. I thought it said 54. Like, wait a minute.
No, and
But it does say 64.
yeah, and Grubauer, I mean, played okay, but
He didn't have to see much.
yeah, and
14 shots. I mean,
was it 14? It
that's a pretty
was.
easy day at the office, I'd say.
Yeah, and he lets one in, and you think, well, if I do that, we should probably win pretty handily. But no, they went
Yeah,
to
right.
overtime, and the good thing about Colorado is they didn't stop. They didn't put their head down. They kept on going.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
McKinnon had 10 shots on goal.
It just seems like these two teams, it's hard to judge who's going to win between these two. It just seems like it's been back and forth this year. You know what I mean? And Colorado just doesn't seem to be able to consistently put it together. I mean, okay, I get it, 14-8-2, but
Oh, Colorado? Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
McKinnon got hurt. They had some all those
I
delays
know,
with
and
COVID.
Landeskog was out for a little while too. Yeah, I
All,
get
they
it.
had all those the delays with COVID and all that kind of stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. So that's the other.
There's excuses, but Colorado at this stage of their development as a team don't really get that opportunity now, do they? To have excuses. This team should be dominating in any circumstance by now. This is supposed to be a
Exactly.
cup team, and that's what everybody's. So their expectations are very high, and they're not reaching those high expectations right now,
I'm with you. I'm with
for
you on that.
sure.
All right, so that was 2-1. That was one of those games, I guess.
Well, let's
The
see. We had
LA King. So that was 2-1. Colorado wins that.
yeah.
So
CL
Colorado
had
2, Arizona.
CL had 4-2 Avs. CL had CL had 4-2 Avs. Jacket had 3-2 Avs. I had 3-1 Avs. Close.
Wow.
And Hockey News Reports had 4-3 uh, Avalanche. Or so 4-3 Yotes. Hockey News Reports has 4-3 Yotes. So, yeah. So now we'll go to the next game then.
Okay, so the next game is the LA Kings 5 and Anaheim Ducks 1.
Yeah, and
Mm,
the LA Kings, they had an injury to Grosnick, or no, to Peter Pedersen is injured, and Quick now is injured. So they're
yep.
down to this Grosnick kid. That not he's not a
Well, he's
that's
not
not a
really a
kid. He's not
kid.
a kid. No, he's not a
I was
kid.
just gonna say he's not a
He's not a
kid.
kid. He's a third stringer that hasn't played much in the NHL. Great for him to get an opportunity.
I mean, I think they said he hasn't been on the ice since 2014 for suiting up for NHL team.
Wow. Yeah. And Anaheim can only get
All
one
right,
goal past that guy. Uh,
and 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 he had 34 saves or 34 shots.
yeah, I watched that game though. They were not very like they were from the outside. They were not very
Okay.
effective shots. So um,
So they weren't really high percentage shots. They were just kind of getting shots on goal because hey, it's a rookie
yeah,
goalie
that's
or
what
somebody
it
who hasn't
seemed
played
like
in a
to
while or
me. Is
whatever.
they were just trying to okay, it's Grosjenik, so we'll just
Throw
as
stuff
long
at
as
him,
we
yeah,
throw
see what
pucks on
sticks.
him, he'll be okay. But we'll be okay. And what happens when a team does that is the goaltender gets confidence, right? Oh, I'm stopping shots in the NHL again. All of a sudden, you can convince yourself to have enough confidence in yourself to stop
I
pucks.
mean, you know.
So, and then he becomes more confident, and then when a few trickier shots come, he's confident enough that he's going to pick those off. Grosjean didn't look great. Just the Ducks didn't really do what you need to do to get into the spots to score actual goals. Like that's
Right. And let's face it, Anaheim is still trying to feel their way through here a little bit. You know what I mean? So it's coming for them. Um, Zegras hasn't really been much effective as of yet. He's still trying to get chemistry there, I think, and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So they do have potential there, but just ain't happening for
It's
them
going
this
to
year.
be a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gibson got peppered. Like you don't see it in the shots. Sometimes the shots don't tell the whole story. The
No, I agree.
For
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
sure, LA had the more high percentage shots. The ones that they scored on, I think there's one that maybe he could have had. But he looks really frustrated there in Anaheim. I would not be surprised if they decide to really do a rebuild here, Anaheim, and not screw around with his career. I think it would be better for everybody, including the league, honestly. But we've seen
Yeah.
teams like Philadelphia, for instance, turn things around on a dime. So, what am I to
Or
say?
Chicago.
Chicago.
Or Chicago,
Chi-
who said that they were Chicago said they were doing a rebuild
yeah,
and well
they
anyway.
were doing a rebuild 3 years ago. Most people that know hockey saw it, like they were already doing it.
Well, right. You know what I mean?
So that
So
was different. But Anaheim,
I'm just saying.
yeah, Anaheim doesn't have the same pool as Chicago does as far as prospects are. I
Yeah,
think
I
they're a
agree.
ways away yet, and it's just a
Yeah.
shame to have a great goaltender like Gibson, wasting the best parts of his career, best age, 27 to 31, is your peak, right? It's kind of a waste, I would
Hmm.
say, to have him languishing in Anaheim. So I hope that they do something for him, and then they can find another goaltender when they're good. That's what I hope.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more on that one. So the LA Kings had 5 goals and Anaheim had one.
Right. And Jacket had the Kings 3-0. CL took the Ducks 5-2. Hockey News Report took the Kings 7-6. And I didn't know that Groshnik was going to be in at this time, and I took the Kings 3-2.
Okay.
Yeah, that was it. Hot take hockey. No, I thought no, it didn't have it. So, we're at the last game now. Canucks versus Canadians, correct?
Yeah. Montreal versus Vancouver,
Yeah,
and that was Montreal 5 and Vancouver 1. And man, it just seems like maybe maybe it was the coach in Montreal. Maybe, I mean, this looked like this looked like the team that came out in the first couple of games of the season and was dominant, was putting it together. I mean, all the right people were doing all the right things. They completely outshot
Mm-hmm.
Vancouver. I mean, holy
Yeah.
smokes! Price looked amazing. I mean, it was like, oh, so this is how Montreal's supposed to be playing. Okay, where's this been?
Yeah. Yeah. And Vancouver Vancouver didn't get their legs moving. Let's just put it that way. I watched the game.
That's a good way to put
They
that.
just didn't have their legs moving at all. Um, Simple as that. I mean, and Montreal. I mean, so Montreal then was able to take advantage of that and get their legs going the way we saw them before, and it seemed like they kind of went, okay, we got this now. Yeah, the energy was different for Montreal that I've seen in a long time, right from the get-go, though. I do have to say. So if there was a problem, as Weber said in that room, maybe it's been rectified, and maybe this coach was the guy to be able to do something about it or say the right things or whatever the case may be. I really think that if a guy like Weber comes out and says there's problems in the room in public, not something he's not a guy to put out that kind of stuff in the
Yeah,
public like that,
yeah,
then
yeah.
there is a pretty good chance that there was. So I guess obviously either it was Julian involved in the problem or he just couldn't seem to solve the problem, whatever that problem was. He couldn't seem to be able to say, and they say, well, you need a different voice. So, in other words, you need a guy that can say something differently or say something. Maybe he might even have been speaking to them, saying, "Really, give me a shot. I bet you I can do this. I bet you I can solve that problem in there. I think I have a way to look at this, or whatever the case may be." And they said, "You know what? Why not? Go do it."
I mean, the ball's already dropped, and here we are now. So they I guess they're committed now. But it
Oh,
was just interesting to see though that all the right people were doing all the right things, and it just seemed like they were all on the same page, and it was like, wow, this really, and let's face it, Vancouver is not really, tearing it up, but they're not really, blowing it up either. You know what I mean? So, but still, Montreal and Vancouver, they've been kind of fighting it out now to get into that spot and everything. And I don't know. I was just not expecting Montreal to come out like this, and then seeing some of the aspects of what they were able to do for this game. Maybe the ship is going to be righted for them this year, and then maybe they can still bring it around.
yeah. I mean, if they play like they did last night, now it'll be interesting to see if they can push a team that is playing on all cylinders into that place too, right? That's really what it comes
Yeah,
down to. It's one thing again, like we just talked about Edmonton versus Ottawa, but this is a really tired Ottawa team, and you came out and you know, you came out with energy and were able to overtake them and overmatch them in pretty much every part of the game. That's one thing. But what are you going to do when you're back in Toronto again?
yeah,
Is that
exactly.
going to be? Say that's what it would be for Montreal. CL asks, why has Pearson fallen off? Is it just his teammates? Pearson came from LA, if you remember, and it wasn't too long ago that LA wasn't doing all that great either. So when he was there, when LA, it appears that Pearson goes as the team goes. He's not a guy that's going to be uh, the one that is the one that leads the team to the promised land. He's the one that follows the team into the promised land, or the seller, whatever one they're doing, he's doing. So yeah, that's
That's a good way to put that.
yeah. He's kind of follows whatever's going on. If the energy's bad in the room or the energy's bad, he's not going to help that too much. He's probably going to be part of the problem rather than. But if it's going good and he's going good and he's feeling good, he can pot you 20, 25 on a second line, and do pretty good doing that. So yeah, he's just not. He's a very vanilla player. So it's not
Okay.
surprising to me that he's not doing great when Vancouver's not doing great.
Can't
Mil-
argue with that logic.
One thing I gotta say is Miller had a fight last night. It was in Montreal, so it was good to see some emotion from him, bringing some
Oh,
physicality to
yeah.
the Vancouver roster.
I always like to see that going on.
Yeah,
All right. Well, that was the games that happened yesterday.
right. So now we're gonna go to. Oh no! Right now we have to go to
Yep.
a. We have to go. We have to go to our fine sponsor, and we'll bring you just a little information on if you have some pets and you like to do some vacationing, something that we highly recommend you check out here. And we're going to have a little bit of a break, and we come back. We're going to get into your picks again, talk about the games about tomorrow, and all that fine frolic.
That sounds great. Boy, it sure sounds like a resort to me. So, how are you today, Tracy?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Tracy, tell me, is it true that you guys have both an indoor and an outdoor pool at the Windsor location?
It is true. We've got one of each, so we're able to offer year-round swimming. The indoor pool is a great option for dogs who are swimming for therapy or rehab. It's got that sloped entry so they can wade into the water. Our outdoor pool is a little bit larger and it's 4 foot deep the whole way across. And both of them are saltwater pools, so it's really easy on the dog's skin and coat.
Wow, that's very awesome. So then during the summer months, you have a much deeper pool outside and then a sloped entry shallow pool indoors for the dogs. Tracy, tell the folks how we can get some pool time.
Well, the first thing everyone does is come for an intro swim. We use that time to make sure the dog is comfortable in the water. We make sure they know how to get out of the pool safely, and we go over all the pool rules and etiquette with the clients as well. After that, they're able to schedule private appointments where they have the pool to themselves, or they can invite friends and have a whole group swim going on.
So after a dip in the pool, then it would have to be off to the groomers, right? I mean, our furry friends cannot go out looking their best. Nicole, what are some of the great services your top notch groomers provide?
Our groomers, they specialize in full service grooms. We can do the basics, whether it be just a bath and a brush out or a blowout. Or for the extra pampered pooches, we can do nail dremels, we can do deodorizing soaks, and also facials.
Wow, man, that sounds like a resort if you ask me. Tracy, I know one of the main programs here at CCC Resorts is the WAGS program. The Steel Flyers dog is enrolled in this program. So why don't you tell the folks what is involved in this and how they can get enrolled?
Yeah, the WAGS program is our primary daycare option at the Windsor. It's designed to be a structured program for people who are looking for a set routine for their dog. They all come on the same days each week, which allows them to have set friends, and we know exactly what's going on with each group. So we do a little bit more activities and we build more into their daily routine there. But we've got other daycare options as well for people looking for a little less commitment. We do an hourly care where you can drop them off and just pay by the hour. We also do a day stay option, which is great for the dogs that prefer human friends instead of making friends with other dogs. And then we have a traditional daycare option as well if you're looking for the occasional outing for your dog.
Wow, there you have it. A full service groomer, a daycare program, and an indoor and outdoor pool. What more could you ask for? Sure seems like CCC Resorts has everything covered. Remember, DOG, depend on God.
Well, hello, boys and girls. We're back again, and we're going to be doing our picks for this for tonight.
That's right. Got a lot of games on the slate here. Let's see. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games for tonight. Woo!
Yeah.
All right. How about that? 10 games on the slate for tonight. I'm excited, man. There's going to be some must-watch hockey tonight, I think. There's always must-watch hockey every night. That's the beauty of this season.
Yeah.
We're getting that every night now. It's like you don't have to wait till Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever. You just every day there's must-see hockey TV on.
Absolutely. It's great hockey. It is absolutely fantastic hockey, and now we're getting about halfway through the season. The games are getting more and more intense. You're starting to see closer games and all that stuff like that, just like it's playoffs.
Gosh, go figure. Or that they're fighting for playoffs positioning. Gosh, who knew, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, first game on the docket is how could you get any more must-see TV than this? New York Rangers versus the Boston Bruins.
Rangers versus the Boston Bruins, and John and I will be doing this tonight.
Yes.
For off the wall hockey. I'll be listening to him do commentary and then say some stuff in between when I can find a place to do.
Yeah, man, you guys got to check that out, dude, man. Off the wall hockey for sure. Especially calling his games, man. He does a really good job of that. It's going to be a good game, Boston versus New York. Panarin is now back practicing, so that, I guess, issues are being resolved there for him. So that's a plus that he's back practicing with the team. And we're going to see what's going to happen here with Boston and New York.
Yeah.
So, what do you think there, Mr. Pearlo? Give me some of your wisdom.
About the Rangers and Bruins? Well, there was an idea that Panarin might be back in here. But apparently not tonight. He is back with the Rangers.
No, he's practicing, but he's not going to play yet.
Yeah, so he's not going to be in tonight. And I do know that Georgiev will be in. Let me check the starting goaltender and just I'll do a little refresh here. Okay. I believe it's Halak. Halak will be in for Boston. And Boston is really just trying to get themselves back on track here against a Rangers team that has been improving throughout the year. I'm a little on the fence about this one. After that horror, I can't get the vision of Boston's 1-0 loss to New Jersey out of my head. Like, that was just a horrible. Did you watch that?
Some of that, yeah.
Yeah, that's about all you wanted to do is watch some of it, right?
Yeah, right.
You watched
What's
about
really amazing.
A couple minutes of it, and it was like, is this an exhibition game? Are these NHL players? What's going on here?
Wait a minute, is this the Boston Bruins? Is this New Jersey?
Yeah.
Wait, what's going on?
Is this even NHL
Here's the thing,
hockey at all, let alone Boston Bruins?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It just seems like certain teams have certain other teams' number, and it just seems like the kryptonite for the Boston this year just might happen to be New Jersey.
Well, talk about that.
It's definitely not New York.
Historically,
Rangers. It's definitely not the Rangers.
I think it is on the road. I think the Rangers have their number when the Rangers are on the road, if I remember correctly.
Let's see.
Historically speaking,
Boston 3-2. Boston 1-0. Boston 2-6.
Not this year.
Boston
overall.
4-1. Oh, I'm talking about just this year.
So Boston's won every game this year.
No, they lost one game. The Rangers played 6-2. That was the 26th of February.
Oh, they lost 6-2. I wonder who was in there.
But they played 4 games and they're 3-1 against New York.
Right. Yeah. They got to have a bounce back game here. The problem is also they have injury problems. Carlo is injured. Lazone is injured and Miller is injured. on defense, and I could even be more than that to tell you the honest truth. Uh, let's see, Carlo, Miller, Lauzon. Yeah, so that's a lot of their defense, and I think that's really what their main problem has been. The reason why Tuukka Rask is not in is because he's injured.
Yeah, I saw that.
So that's not good. Um, I gotta say, I'm kind of leaning the Rangers here. Do you have anything? What do you got on this, bud?
Well, this is actually going to be the first game that's going to be at Boston. All the other four games were at New York. Okay, so this is going to be the first one that's going to be at Boston.
Right. Oh, okay. There you go.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I think Boston's going to be looking for that game. This might be the perfect opportunity for Boston to come out here and take care of new things in New York. Take care of things here against New York. I don't know, man. Every time I think I know what's going on with Boston, they play New Jersey. And then it's like, wait a minute. Or every time I think I know what's going on, they play the Islanders. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
But then they smoke Philadelphia, they smoke Pittsburgh, they smoke Washington. You know what I mean? And it's like, wait a minute, what's going on here? I like the Rangers, but I don't know, man. I just can't. I just can't go with the Rangers on this, man. Not in Boston. Not in Boston. I just can't see that. And now with fans in the stands at Boston, yeah, I'm really not going to lean at all with the Rangers on this one.
Okay.
Even with the injuries and even with who's going to be in net and all that other stuff, I'm still going to have to go with Boston because they've been there, they've done that. They've been on this wave. They've won the President's Cup last year. They've been up and down this year. They're fighting now to try to stay relevant because they're behind Pittsburgh, but they're in that fourth spot. So they were leading there for a while. They were one of the hottest teams in hockey,
Hmm.
but I think the injury bug is starting to catch up with them, and you know what I mean, and stuff like that. So, but I'm just going Boston on this one. I just have that feeling.
Okay. What's the score?
Oh, let's go 4-2. 4-2, Boston on that. You hear that, John? I'm picking your team, buddy.
Is John in here now? No, you just telling us
No, I'm
this.
just
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, oh yeah, jacket with upset of the day. Uh-huh.
yeah. And Pearlo, I'm gonna go with Jacket here. I think 4-3 Rangers.
Okay. It does kind of have that feel, but is Zibanejad gonna play? Is it just I don't know.
Oh, Cassidy blew up his team at the press conference. Wow. So he publicly slammed his team. Wow, maybe I got to switch to Boston here then. Because for Cassidy to do that, that's got to be timed. It's something that he's not going to, he does for a reason. And that usually works with great coaches like him that do that sort of thing. So you might have it here with Boston now that I have that little bit of information from Jacket.
Well, see, that's why we do these shows because the people that come here to watch these shows are just all that and a bag of unopened, unbroken Doritos.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely.
Right? Like that's like the perfect find, right? Every single chip is completely unbroken, and it's a full bag, right? Because every time you open up a bag of chips, right, it's always like, where's the chips?
Yeah.
They're like 3 feet down the bag. Like, oh, there's some chips down there. Yep. All right.
Oh, Hockey News
Moving
Reports just came in.
on.
You got a quick Rangers versus Bruins Hockey News Reports. Put her in there, buddy.
Oh, hey, hockey news. Hey, how's it going? How's it going? We're blowing it up over here. We think I think it's going to be Boston. What did I say? 4-2.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Four to
Oh no,
two.
you said 4-2 Boston. What do you think? Hockey News
Yep.
Reports. It's Halak versus Georgiev. Panarin's still out, injured. What do you got for Rangers versus Bruins?
Well, injured, but
or not injured, not in. Yeah, because of.
yeah, not injured, but
Yeah, that's got to be one of the first times somebody isn't playing because they have a diabolical leader. That's got to be the first time.
that's a good way to look at that.
Yeah,
There you
yeah,
go.
yeah. Okay, NHL NHNR says 5-3 Bruins. Hockey News Report says 5-3 Bruins. Okay. Okay. So
There you go. All right, cool beans. So
what
we're
what
moving
do we
on to the
what do we
next
do
game.
next? Yeah.
The next game is Pittsburgh versus Buffalo.
Okay.
And this is the first time that Pittsburgh is actually going to be playing one of the uh, other end of the uh, other end of the division,
Yeah.
shall we say?
Yeah, and here's something that'll make you, as a Flyers fan, throw up a little bit in your mouth. Uh,
No, please don't say it then.
Pittsburgh is going to play for the last. It's basically halfway through the season. For the rest of the season, they are going to play Buffalo Sabres 8 times and the New Jersey Devils 6.
Boy, I'll tell you what.
So 14 gimme games for the rest of the year.
I don't think that's going to be the case because we both know that New Jersey has been playing much better. And
Well,
we both know that Buffalo is pretty much not going to give too much resistance. So I wouldn't say that's 14 gimme games. I'd say that's maybe how many games are they playing against Buffalo?
well, even if they take 10 of those, 11 of those, I mean that's a lot. They'll probably
So
at
you're
least take,
telling me that the next 14 games for Pittsburgh?
not next in a row, no, but 14 of the rest of their games are against New Jersey and Buffalo. So they didn't play New Jersey and Buffalo all through the first part of the year, which was their easiest one. They had less back-to-backs and all of that, and they played the tougher teams. Now for the second half of this year, oh hey, Michael Irish, welcome guy, welcome buddy. Now
Hey,
for the
welcome, sir.
second half of the year, they're going to be playing more difficult, the less difficult teams with the harder schedule as far as games played are concerned.
Well, the Buffalo schedule is pretty spread out. So they're not going to, it's not like they're playing them consecutively. They're playing on the 13th, then they're playing 2 weeks later on the 24th, and then they do the back to back on the 24th and the 25th. Then they don't see them again for another couple of weeks on the 17th. Then they do another back to back with them on the 17th and 18th. And then they do uh, then they don't see him again until May 6th and then May 8th. So the Buffalo games are pretty spread out, and I imagine that the New Jersey games are pretty spread out too.
Yeah,
But
but it doesn't
the
matter. It's
fact
still a
that
lot of easy games.
14 of their final 26 or 7 or 8 games is still
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, that's
yeah,
great. Just
yeah,
here, keep handing them more points. You're right. That was a little bit of throw up in my mouth. Thanks.
yeah, exactly. I thought you might say that. CL, you can do the Rangers Bruins game. Jacket says, so anyways, Johansson will be in for Buffalo, Jari in for Pittsburgh, Eichel's out. So what do you got?
5-1.
Steel, I imagine Penguins 5-1.
Can you believe that? I'm picking the Penguins 5-1 over Buffalo.
What are you supposed to do, really? What is
Tell you that
Jacket?
Sidney Crosby is probably going to have 2 goals.
Probably.
Yeah.
Jacket is 5-3 Penguins. 14 out of 26 games. There you go. Is it 26 games?
So
That's
it's close.
over half of their games are against Buffalo or New Jersey for the rest of the time out here. That's
It's
crazy.
like somebody knew. No, I can't say that. I can't go there. Anyway, so we ready for the next one? New Jersey and the
Wait,
Islanders.
I haven't did mine yet.
All right, all right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's just
Uh,
that we have a lot of games, and I want to make sure we get them all in.
I'm gonna say 5-2. Yes, I do. I want to get all that too. And did we have CL still hasn't put his in? Hockey News says 7-4 Pens.
Did you get Jacket?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Michael Irish, thank you. Appreciate the love.
Yeah. Thanks, Michael. Put your picks in, buddy. Uh, okay. What do we got next?
Don't worry, Hockey News. There's really no necklaces, man. Okay,
No,
really.
don't tell him. That's not just go
You have
wait
to go out and
outside.
buy your necklace. No, no,
Pitch
no.
a
So you have to go out
pitch
and
a
buy your
tent.
necklace.
Maybe you should put flares up because sometimes Hernandez and Melissa they get a little confused. Just put some flares up and something, and we'll find you. It'll be there.
There you
Okay,
go. All right.
go ahead.
Hockey News got 7-4 Pens. Ooh, that's a
Got it.
lot of goals, man.
Got it. I
You
got
really
it.
think that Buffalo's going to score that many goals against
I
Pittsburgh?
could against Johansson. Oh no, Buffalo scored that many. Yeah, Jari's not the greatest. That's why I think he's doing it.
Okay. All right.
CL Bruins 4-0. Okay. Okay, let's go, bud.
All right. So the next one is the New Jersey Devils versus the New York Islanders. I'm excited about it's going to be more of a game than people realize.
Probably.
And even though even though the Islanders um, are leading the division quite handedly right now. I mean, they have 36 points. Washington is 2 points back. Pittsburgh is 5 points back. Boston is 6 points back. And we've seen how well the Devils have been playing. And let's see here. It's been New Jersey lost the first game, and then they came back and won the second game 3 days later, and then the Islanders just beat them on the 2nd of March. Okay,
Yeah.
so I don't know. I think this is going to be the Islanders. I think the Islanders have finally found their stride. I think
Seems to be.
yeah, it seems like their goaltending has come back around, and it seems like they're everybody's on the same page. And you can't count Barry Trotz's team out. And I had picked the Islanders to win this division. They are actually leading the division now, so I'm going Islanders on this one all the way, and I'm going to go 3-6.
Islanders 6-3. Wow.
Yeah.
I hope the Islanders.
The co-host agrees.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
the bark of agreement.
6-3. Islanders. Yeah, you like that one. CL 6-3. Oh, 6-3 Pens. Okay, I'll let you do that.
Hey, Nolan, how goes it? Thanks for joining in.
Nolan,
We're doing our picks. We're doing New Jersey versus the New York Islanders right now.
Nolan, we just give us your pick for the game and what the score is going to be and all of that, and you'll get some fancy prizes.
Some Pearlo necklaces or some
Yes.
T-shirts. Yeah,
Right.
T-shirts. Yeah.
We are working on that possibility of having some swag to give out or something like that too, right? Somewhere down the road.
Yes, we are.
Somewhere
down the road we are. Yes.
Yes, we are going to do that sort of thing.
Okay, so Hockey News has 3-1.
Jacket. Oh, okay. Jacket
3-1
has
Islanders.
3-2 Islanders. That's
No,
like the
it's
classic Islanders score right there.
It
That's
is.
what they do all the time.
I know, but I don't know. I was just feeling free, and 6-3 just popped into my head.
By the way, no goaltenders have been confirmed. I have a feeling that something's happened with Blackwood, and the Islanders are not saying who they're going to put in until New Jersey does, because it's either going to be Dell or Wedgwood. So,
Okay.
who else do we got? Jacket. Okay, we already did that. Hockey News reports. That's it, right? So I'm going to put Pearlo will do. Yeah, I'm going to do the 3-1 Islanders too. I guess we're going to have to split the necklace Hockey News reports if we win. So, we'll have to split
good
it.
luck with that. Yeah, good luck with that.
We can
Okay.
pretend. The
Yeah, we
Jack,
we could. We could. We
we
could.
could.
It's McWorld. It could happen. All right.
It's
So
McWorld,
the
yeah.
next game is, oh boy, Washington Capitals versus the Philadelphia Flyers, and
Yes.
we have confirmation that it will be Elliott in net.
And it will be Samsonov.
Samsonov for
Yeah,
Washington. Yeah.
for Washington and net. Uh, no real is Joe. Somebody CL wanted to talk about Myers getting benched.
Yeah.
What's that?
I don't know, man. I think everybody's trying to say it's a message. I've just seen that I think that I don't know, man. I have some conflicting opinions about what I think is going on here with the Flyers. I think that the red flags have been going off and they've just been putting their efforts into the wrong direction. I think that Gustafson was the wrong direction, and I think Braun has been the wrong direction. And they keep constantly putting these guys in the lineup and expecting something good to grow out of it. And you can't keep planting Dookie and expecting roses to come. And I think that's what's going on here. You know what I mean? And it doesn't seem like they're trying to do anything. Not that we're able to see or know, obviously, because we're not there. But I haven't seen any rumblings of anybody being looked at or anybody being talked to or nothing. I just don't get it. And I'm here to tell you, going up against the Washington Capitals, and if the Flyers keep playing the way they do, this is going to be crushing. This game is just going to be. I understand that Elliott's playing and he's playing a little better, but the defense has not been consistent enough to play well enough in front of any goalie in Philadelphia. And here they are now in fifth place on the outside looking in, and I think they're going to continue to do so until they can figure out how to right this ship. So I'm looking for a 5-4 overtime Washington.
Wow. Yeah, that's hard to print, dude. That's hard to print.
It
Five
is.
four.
It is. But, look, I'm just trying to look at the reality of the situation here.
5-4 Capitals for Steel. What do you guys got in there? I don't even want to. I've been back and forth in this game in my head like crazy. Um, I was all over Capitals until Moose was in. Jacket has 6-5 Washington, 6-5 Capitals. And that's the thing is also Samsonov is in, and he hasn't looked good. So he hasn't looked good since whatever happened with the COVID that he had, or he obviously had 6-4 Caps. Wow, everybody's taking the Capitals.
How could you not? They're playing so much better than the Flyers. The Flyers can't do anything on the power play. I mean, they scored a couple the other night or the other day or whatever, but they can't do anything on the power play. They can't stop anybody on the power on the penalty kill. You know what I mean? They can't.
A lot of people are split on Voracek. Honest opinion, what do you think of him? I think he's a young goaltender who, and we've had this discussion about Carter Hart, and the reason why Hextall didn't want to play him so much, that is been overplayed. And overall, though, I think Carter Hart has a better skill set than Voracek by quite a bit. So he's probably going to be a 1B once he becomes whatever he's going to become, where Carter Hart has the type of skill set to be a Norris winner, right? Or, a Vezina winner. So that's the difference. But I think he's about a 1B when it's all said and done, CL. But he's just been played way too much. I have a feeling Samsonov is going to I think is not going to be good tonight. And I think Elliott is going to be good tonight. I like the way Elliott's played.
Yeah.
Uh, um, and Myers is going to cut his spanking. And he's back in the lineup. So I'm going to go off the charts with you guys today. I'm going to take the Flyers 4-3.
Okay. Okay. I mean, Capitals won the first game 3-1. Second game was Philadelphia 7-4, and then Washington 3-1 on the seventh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then they play. They play. They don't play again until April against Washington. So the games are pretty spread out too. So
That's funny. Hockey News Report says that John said he doesn't want to do the Pearlo dance because it's a Pearlo thing, and he's the goat. And how dare he?
so that means we have to come up with a goat dance.
No, I can do a goat dance. Okay, I'm gonna come up with a goat dance.
No.
Yes, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come up with the goat dance, and I'm gonna do the goat dance. And then when I do the goat dance, he's got to do the Perlo dance then, right? Because he's just gonna
Yes.
look like a fool. That's a great idea.
Yeah, I like that. The goat
Yeah.
dance. Look, he's
Nothing.
writing it down.
Nothing. Yeah, I gotta write this down. Yes. After picks, work on goat dance. There we go.
There you
Okay.
go. Written
Done.
down.
Oh,
Did you get
Caps
Michael
4-1.
Irish?
Michael Irish said Caps
Yeah, did you get
4-1.
Michael Irish? All right. Cool.
I will put Irish in here. What I would like to do somewhere down the road is get like little emojis for all my fans. For all the people
So
that
that
come
they
in
can be
here all the time.
represented as emojis. Okay, I got
That's
you.
right.
I'm with you.
Yeah, that'd be
All
great.
right, so
I don't know if I'll actually ever do that, but
so we're moving on to Nashville Predators versus the Carolina Hurricanes.
Okay, Predators versus Hurricanes. Okay, wow, this is an interesting game. Uh, I know for we don't know what goaltender confirmation is here, but what do you think about these two teams, my friend?
Carolina. Yeah, I like how Rod Brindamore has his
Yeah,
team playing.
yeah.
They've faced some adversity this year. They've gone through some things, and they're second place behind Tampa Bay by 1 point. And we did not think, we meaning all of us here at the network, didn't really think that Carolina was gonna. We thought they were gonna be fighting for that fourth spot, but here they are fighting for the lead. Okay, and so I've been really impressed with how Carolina has played this year. I really like what Ron Brindamore has been doing down there, and that team has just been putting it together. And I like how they do the celebrations now, because the fans are back in the stands now. So when they win, they do those team celebrations now. So, and I'm all for that. I'm all for seeing more of that.
Jacket said the new contract with ESPN and Disney and ABC is huge, apparently.
Well, see, they're not saying. I haven't
Yeah.
heard any numbers. All I heard is that it's 7 years or 7 seasons, and they're gonna play 100 or 100 regular season games during the season, and then they're gonna also play half of the playoff games, and then they're gonna do 4 of the next 7 Stanley Cup Finals will be on either ABC or
Yeah.
ESPN or what. So, all right. Nashville Predators,
Anyways,
Carolina Hurricanes. I'm
no
going Canes
goaltender.
on this one all day.
You're taking the Canes all day.
5-1.
Okay, 5-1 Canes.
Nashville has
No,
been so streaky, and you just can't tell what's going on with Nashville.
no
It's like
goal.
they beat a team and then they lose.
Yeah, they more lose than beat a team, and they
Right.
also have Roman Yossi out, and Dante Fabro got an elbowing two-game suspension
So
for
he's 2
elbowing.
games out. Yep, I saw that too. Yeah.
That's 2 of their top 6, and which includes the best player on their team. There, I just sprinkled magic, no freeze dust on the computer, so we should be good now.
Okay.
There we go. That'll do it. We got to keep on
Yep.
going
Okay.
here, anyways. We got to keep soldiering on.
All right, soldiering on. So the next game is the Florida Panthers versus the Columbus Blue Jackets. And gosh, really? You get 4 minutes. Go.
If it's going to matter too much playing against a Florida team that is very strong, there we go. It's coming back now. that is very strong. But um, they're putting Bobrovsky back in. And here's Joel Quenneville, Bobrovsky back in Columbus. Here's a coach who goes right out and does it. I love coaches like him because a lot of coaches be like, well, we don't want to create drama and blah, blah, blah. We don't want it to be about the guy and we want it to be about the team. So we're not going to put Bobrovsky in. And you got a struggling Bobrovsky and he says, you know what, prove me you're a good goaltender. Go out there and beat your old team. I I like that about.
Q definitely got them boys down there skating well. So, but I'm going with Florida on this one all day. This isn't even a no-brainer for me. I like
Oh, really,
Florida
eh?
here. Yeah, really, eh?
You're taking it as a
Sorry.
no-brainer, really?
Florida against the Blue Jackets.
Yeah.
This is how I'm looking at it. That's all. I'm just calling it like I see
Oh,
it, my
cool.
man. That's
No,
all.
okay. You do you, man. I'm not saying that.
Yeah, man.
I
I,
just find it
I think
interesting.
that what I think is going on here, see, is that the surprise teams like Chicago and Florida kind of took Columbus by surprise because Columbus hasn't been playing all that horrible, but they're not playing all that great. You see what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
and the teams below them last year are playing much better this year, Chicago, Florida, Carolina. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I'm going with Florida on this one all day. I think that with everything that's been going on with the Blue Jackets and all that, that's why I got Florida on this one. So I'm gonna go 4-1.
Three, 4 to
4-1.
1, 4 to 1.
Four
Okay.
to one.
Well, if you guys can hear us out there, you can still put your picks out. We can soldier on with the free
Yeah. Hey,
whatever's
I just
going
saw
on.
Avatar jump on.
Ooh, nice Avatar. Okay.
Hey.
So you're going 4 to 1 Florida Steel.
Yes.
Yeah, write it in there. We're gonna soldier on here.
Okay. Jacket says Florida 3-3 overtime. Florida Columbus 3-3 overtime. CL says Columbus Blue Jackets 4-3.
Okay. CBJ fourth. Okay, that was CL. CL says 4-3 CBJ.
Columbus. Yes. Jacket just says 3-3 overtime. Okay. What's
That
going to be
doesn't
the?
help.
Yeah.
3-3
Yeah. And then what
overtime.
happens after the overtime? And then what? Then you go to the shootout.
Yeah, yeah. We gotta have it. We gotta have
Okay.
a winner. We gotta. Oh, four
Okay.
three.
Jacket
Fourth.
says 4-3 Columbus.
Look at I. So many people are on the Jackets now. Winnipeg
And
Jets won the last one.
and Toronto's on a 3-game losing streak of all
Yes.
things. What's up
Yes.
with that? But yeah, Winnipeg has won two of the 3 games that they've played. So Winnipeg is 2-1 against Toronto. They're playing at Maple Leafs. I don't know, man. This was just I wasn't really expecting this game. I wasn't expecting Winnipeg to play as well as they did. They're on a 7-3-0 run here their last 10 games. So Winnipeg has been playing a lot better. They've been climbing the standings. They're still 5 points back. So yeah, I don't know, man. I think every team's allowed to get a little hiccup every now and then, and this is I think the hiccup here for Toronto. So I'm going to go with Toronto on this one. I like this game 4-2.
Leafs 4-2 for
Yeah,
Steel.
yeah.
Jacket has Leafs 4-3. I'm going with
Avatar has 4-3 shootout Leafs.
Avatar. Okay.
Michael Irish has Leafs 5-3. Yeah, keep them coming, guys.
5-3. And Pearlo will take the Leafs as well. I can't see the Leafs losing back to back to Winnipeg. I think it's going to be Hellebuck against Anderson. I'm gonna just say 3-2 though. I think it's going to be a lower scoring game than normal for these two
Okay.
teams. I think
Okay.
after the Leafs got beat like that, they're going to come out and be stressing defense to really help out Anderson. They let Anderson go last time, and I think Sheldon Keefe's like, hey, let's protect our
Yeah. What are you
goaltender
guys doing?
attack.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's going to be interesting to see if Toronto can get back onto that offensive juggernaut that they've been on, and continue on with that. So, we were talking a little side note if maybe Austin Matthews could get to 50 in 50 games, and he
Wow.
missed those 3 games. You know what I mean? So I don't
One of
know. He's at
one
what,
of
20 goals now,
CL
and he's
has
played
CL's taken the
20.
Jets 3-1.
26 games. So, wow, you go, CL.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. The next one on the docket is Tampa Bay Lightning versus the Detroit Red Wings. Oh my.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, can the Lightning gonna drop the ball again? They didn't lose, but I mean, going into overtime versus a Red Wings team that is the Red Wings is almost not a win, right?
Right. But still, though, I mean, it's one of those things where it's unfortunate that Detroit kind of got a little bit hung out to dry this year, especially being in this division where they're just not quite the team that they need to be yet. And they're coming. You know what I mean? It's going to be a little bit of time for them, but Tampa Bay, they're the defending champs. So you got to go with these guys all day long here on this one.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 5-2. No, 5-1. 5-1.
Okay. I think
5-1 Tampa Bay.
it's 5-1 Lightning, or I'll
Yep.
say Bolts. It's easier to write. Now, nobody is. No goaltenders have been confirmed. Projected Vasilevsky. I think there could be it could be Bernier versus McElhaney here. If I was Detroit, if I was Tampa, I wouldn't. I'd go back to Vasilevsky. Make sure you crush them this game to break their spirit, and then put your backup in after. So hopefully that's what they do. But we'll see what happens there. But as far
Yeah.
as injuries are concerned, I can't remember. I don't think. Oh yeah, Detroit. Larkin is back. He was back last game.
Okay.
And
Okay. I don't see anybody for
Stetcher is
Tampa Bay.
out, and Tampa Bay's not too injured at all. So that's pretty much what we
Okay.
got there.
All right. Okay. There you go. Yeah, this is kind of one of those.
Me,
The next game, though, not going to be quite so much. Not going to be quite so easy. Chicago versus the Dallas Stars. Chicago Blackhawks versus
yeah,
Dallas
we got to
Stars.
do that. We got to get everybody's
Okay.
picks on this one, man.
Yeah. Can you believe? Let's see. That's 16. Oh my gosh, man. Dallas has only played 21 games so far. I mean, they had the COVID at the beginning of the season, and their season didn't start until 3 weeks in, because they were riddled with people with COVID and stuff. So the first 3 weeks of the season, but. All right, Chicago Blackhawks versus Dallas Stars. And I'll tell you what, we were all a little bit taken aback here by how well Chicago was doing, especially during a rebuild year.
Right.
I mean, gosh, if that's a rebuild, holy smokes. Did you get CL Bolts
Yeah, I'm doing
3-0?
them right now. Jacket 4-3 bolts.
Avatars 3-2?
Avatar 3-2 bolts. CL has 3-0 bolts.
Okay, there you go. Turn your
Yeah, I got to turn it down. Yeah, I
sound
just wanted to
down.
make sure they can hear us.
Yeah.
Okay. It's just the pitch.
Oh, Michael Irish is going Detroit
Oh my
4-3.
gosh.
You know what's going to happen now,
Oh,
right?
that would be so bad in so many ways for me. I'll tell you that right now. It would not be good. You don't want
Okay.
that happening. That's not going to happen, Mr. Irish. Just letting you know now. Sorry, just
Okay. But we love it.
here's
Keep
your
it rolling.
hopes.
Yeah.
Here's your hopes. There's the down. Your hopes are down. So now you don't need to worry about it happening because it's not happening. Okay. Pearlo is going to
Okay.
take Tampa Bay 5-1. 5-1. Crushing. Crushing.
Okay. Okay.
Crushing.
Okay. There you go.
Okay, now, oh, shoot, what's going on here? Oh, right, okay. What's going on? Okay, Thursday's games. I did something.
Chicago and Dallas is next.
I'm going backwards for some reason. That was weird. Okay. Chicago, Dallas. Blackhawks versus Stars. Okay, this is one I'm all over the place. I don't know. You were just talking about they're not rebuilding. I mean, like I said, they've been rebuilding for quite some time. Chicago was a very smart idea because they just didn't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody we're rebuilding, Taves and all of that. So these young guys that we bring in can learn from Taves and he can act like we're trying to win the cup. And even though we're not. And so they can learn what it means to compete on a team that is acting like they want to win a cup. See? What a great way to teach some people. And then when it becomes way too apparent that we're obviously rebuilding, enter.
Oh, by the way, we're doing
enter
rebuild.
Crawford.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, we're doing a rebuild.
Yeah, exactly.
This was a
so
rebuild.
like
Yeah,
after it happened too, they didn't come right out and say they were rebuilding. They went and talked to everybody and said, "Should we tell them now?" And they were like, "Yeah, we kind of got to now that we've removed Crawford and we have nobody in net. We really have no choice but to do that." But they even had that backup plan because they had a fellow named Lankinen sitting there going on the shelf. Just pull Lankinen off the shelf, put him in there, rebuild over. I don't even.
And actually, we've been surprised a little bit too by how well Subban has been playing in net as well. See, the co-host, she agrees too.
Right.
That Subban has not been really, laying the eggs that we thought that he was gonna be. He's actually been playing relatively well.
Game.
You know what I mean? Well, okay, but
he's been on and off, on and off.
Exactly. But here's the other thing too, though. When you got a guy like Patrick Kane on your team, okay, who just eclipsed the 400 goal mark here for a U.S. born player. I mean, the guy's just got mad skills, and when you put him with what he's been doing, especially with Chicago, I actually like the Chicago team, and quite honestly, I see them maybe making it this year. Okay. So I'm going 4-1.
Chicago.
Yeah, 4-1 Chicago. We got to go Chi-Town, man. I got according to the contract that I signed with my wife, I have to give love. I have to give love to all Chi-Town teams.
Okay.
So yeah, I have to give a little love to
Irish
Chicago.
Is taking the Hawks 6-5. Wow. 6-5.
My jacket says Dallas is back. CL says Dallas 5-3.
Yeah, I got that. I'm all over the place on this one. I still don't know what goal. I think Hudobin is in. Let me get the goaltender. I didn't even give you guys the goaltender confirmations yet. Not doing my job here.
Do they have them? Do they have them out yet?
One job.
Yeah.
You
had one job.
Where the heck is he? Blackwood, they still don't even have it for that game either. Yes,
Well, it's still
Lankinen
relatively
and
early.
Hudobin. Okay. I'm
Okay.
going to
All right.
take down. Oh, jeez.
I know, especially with how well Hudobin played the last game. Really, really well.
3-2 Hawks. I'm not sure about that though. I could see. I don't
Yeah.
like that game at all. We got one more, right?
No.
Or
Yeah, Montreal and Calgary.
yeah,
How about that?
Canadians.
Boy, what happened here with this team? Montreal just said,
Yeah.
we think they might have gotten this right.
Now they're on a back-to-back, and Jacob Markstrom is going to be in for the Flames. No significant injuries for either team. So that Montreal's on a back-to-back though. So just remember that.
So that's probably going to
Jake
be Allen.
Allen,
Yeah, because Price played last night. Yeah, so that's
and
probably going
this
to
is
be
the
Allen.
first real game that Dwayne Sutter. We got two new coaches here, and this is the first new real. Not
Good
Dwayne. Why do
call.
I want to call him Dwayne? It's not Dwayne.
Daryl Sutter.
Daryl Sutter. Daryl. Daryl. No W. Pearlo. Daryl. Let me write that down. Daryl
He's writing it down.
Sutter.
He kept trying to call him. What did you?
Put that on
What
a
were you trying to
sticky
call him
and put it on
yesterday?
my forward.
What were you trying to call him yesterday?
Dwayne. There is a
Dwayne.
Dwayne Sutter. There is a Dwayne Sutter.
There is, but
In fairness, it's just
yes,
not him.
yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, new coach for Calgary, new coach for Montreal. It sure seems like everybody was all on the same page for Montreal. Look, they're still in it. They still have 31 points. They're only 7 points back. But in reality, they're only 3 points back from second place, which is Edmonton at 34. And, 2 points back from Winnipeg at 33. So they're not that far out of it. They've got 31 points. Vancouver is the next closest one, and they're way down there at 26 points. So Montreal still has plenty of time to absorb that little bit of adversity there. They came out swinging. Montreal, especially against Calgary, who has not been playing, the absolute best, especially in the North. So I'm going Montreal on this one as well too. Not nearly many as goals as they scored last night, but I'm going to go with 4-1 Montreal over the Calgary Flames.
4-1 Habs.
So Jacket has Habs 4-1.
Irish has 3-1
Habs
Habs.
4-1.
Avatar
has Canadians 3-1. Seems like everybody's jumping back on the Montreal wagon again. Yeah, I mean they looked really good. Everybody, all the right names were doing all the right points. Kakanyemi had a goal and 2 assists. I mean, it just seemed like everything was clicking on that team, and especially with what you said earlier about Shea Weber coming out and making those statements. Right after Julian was fired, saying that, that was what the issue was. And it seems now, I mean, they got rid of the goalie coach too, but it just seems like now maybe the message is right in the room now. So we'll see.
I don't like the back-to-back, but I do, have, like you said, watching that game last night, they had their flow, they had their rhythm, all of that stuff like that. Then you got Calgary playing their first real game with Daryl Sutter as their coach, who should have them rolling pretty darn good too. Jacob Markstrom, I think, is the question mark here. He's had great games. He's been inconsistent. It's a very difficult game. I'm going to go weird here. I'm going to take the Flames.
You're gonna what?
I'm taking the Flames.
Oh my gosh. I think people in your house or maybe in your neighborhood maybe have just started gathering the pitchforks. No,
Yeah.
just
Oh,
kidding.
yeah. Because
I'm just kidding.
no.
How dare you root for Calgary?
Yeah, I'm not rooting for them.
I know, but you're
I'm
picking them.
taking them though. I just think the back to back. I don't know. I don't know much about. I don't know really about this game at all. Uh,
Yeah.
they played really good last night. I think they're going to play. I think both teams are. I think this is going to be a good game to watch. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, that's exactly what I
I,
think.
I
This will be one of those games you should definitely be tuning in to check out because unless it gets away, unless it just gets away and it's just all Montreal, you know what I mean? Um, but this could be one of those games that would be check
I
out.
doubt
You know what
very
I mean?
much it's going to be all Montreal. I'll tell you what. If this game is all Montreal or something like that, watch out for what's going to happen in Calgary. This is a response game for the Flames. Your coach was fired. You're playing. This is you're playing for your life here, really.
Yeah, and now I know why. Now I know why you're picking them
That's right.
because usually teams that get that new coach, that first game that they get that new coach is usually a win for those teams that get the new coach.
Well, yeah,
But
yeah,
I mean, usually,
hmm
I mean, we saw that was not the case for
yeah.
Montreal. It took a couple games for the new coach up there in Montreal to get that win. You know what I mean? So I understand why you're taking Calgary, and I get it.
Yeah.
Montreal played last night,
It's
but
just slight.
I
Actually,
don't.
I'm going to say 3-2, and I think it's going to. This sounds like feels like an overtime all day. This feels like overtime
Yeah,
all day.
yeah, very well could be. Yep, very well could be.
Yeah, I think it's overtime.
Couldn't disagree with you on that one.
Okay, boys and girls. Well, that looks like our full 42. We got her. We put her. We got her in there, Steele.
How about that? I mean, gosh, and got all the picks in, got even faced down a little bit of technical difficulties, and still were able to get everybody's picks. Hey, look, we can't thank you guys enough for coming here and watching this show.
Yeah.
We really appreciate you doing that. Please tell your friends. Please, we appreciate all your subscriptions. We appreciate all your feedback. Look, this is why we love doing this stuff for you guys, because you guys make it fun. You guys make it worth the while. You know what I mean? And when you got a guy like Pearlo Wisdom, I mean, this guy here is some of the best in the business. You can't go wrong with this guy right here. He's giving you the lowdown on stuff that, I mean, he's probably forgotten more about hockey than most of us know. He's the one that watches the divorce amount of hockey.
Divorce-worthy amount. Yeah.
Divorce-worthy amount of hockey. So I'm closely following on your heels there, my brother. But we're good. We're still good. So
Yeah, you're getting there. See, I draw people in that way.
yeah, right. What are you doing? Oh, I'm watching hockey. Well, what are you doing? Oh, I'm watching hockey.
Yeah. Does your wife watch hockey with you at times too? For Philly games, for sure.
Yes.
Probably.
Yes. The Philly games for sure. We get the Philly games, and then I do I watch the condensed versions of ones that I'm trying to do research on, and then ones that I really want to watch. I will actually go back and watch.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I do try to watch at least 2 games a week, and then I watch the condensed versions of all the games. So, yeah, I am watching a lot more hockey now than I ever have. But thank you all very much for watching us. Thank you all very much for checking in.
And another 2 hours, I'll be back on again with the GOAT.
Oh, the off-the-wall hockey you guys are doing the Rangers and the Boston game.
So
You got to check that
go
out.
check that out. So yeah, you got time to go wash up and all that.
That's right. Get some dinner in you and go. And later tonight, I'll be recording Hockey Writers Inc. with my good buddy Lance Green.
Wow.
We'll be cranking that one off tonight.
when's-
So yeah, be looking forward to that.
When's Joe going to be putting his stuff out?
Well, Joe had a little.
Oh, right. So he's not
yeah,
this week.
so-
No, for Joe.
No, this week no for Joe, but hopefully we'll be good back and strong next
And
week.
then, yeah,
And
and Friday night.
we'll be back up and
Friday
running
night we
for
got
that. And then
John's.
Friday night is off the wall hockey with John. You guys got to check that out. So that's really good. That's an NHL show about the entire NHL. We do the 5 best games you should check out. We do the 3 top stories of the week. We do the 3 stars. We do the power rankings. Oh, that's our favorite. We love doing power rankings. And then we also do Prospect Watch. We love to pick the guys that are coming up in the future, and then we pick games for Saturday. So you got to check that out. It's a great 2 hours of NHL hockey. Thanks to Pearlo. Thanks to our sponsors, cccresorts.com. Check them out. They're a great sponsor for us, and they've been supporting us now for really appreciate all their time and all their effort. Any daycare needs, or you need a pet to go to the pool, check them out.
Yeah. All right, buddy. That's our full 42%. That's all I have to give today. You guys have been awesome. I'll be back here tomorrow between 3 and 5 Eastern again, where we'll go over all these fine picks. And I love you too, Jacket. And go over all these fine picks. We'll go over all the games for the weekend. This time I'll try to get some picks in for the weekend. Last Friday, I forgot it was the weekend. So, yeah. So
We'll
see you
have to
tomorrow.
get him on the reminder. We'll have to get him on the reminder. Thanks, guys. We appreciate you all watching. Love you guys.
Have a great day. Lots of love to you. Okay, bye.